Hello, in this video I'm gonna show you the assignments on Logitech G715 keyboard. So first, before we get to the actual assignments, in the Logitech G Hub app there is also an option to show command lighting. So if you enable that, then if you are in the free, it can only be enabled if you are in the freestyle light sync. So I'm gonna leave it as it is. I'm just gonna change maybe okay, I'm gonna leave it as it is. Then in the assignments, as this is enabled, you can customize different colors for different sections of shortcuts. So I'm just gonna customize this one bit because it looks similar to the color I have set right now. So I'm just gonna set it to something like this, maybe. Okay, yeah, I think they look quite different than what I have on my keyboard right now. And now, for example, for the Windows actions, when I press on the left Windows keys, the keys that can interact with it will have their color changed. So for example, I can click on Windows tab like that. Then there's also editing, so when I click on Control, it changes the color of the keys, which can interact with that. And now let's get to the assignments. So here is the F1 key. If it's blue, then it's on. If it's dark, then it's off. And you can just click on it on the keyboard to toggle it on or off. It takes a moment, but it works eventually. And when it's off, then the function keys will have their default assignments. So what I mean by that is just, for example, the F11 key in browsers will put websites on full screen, the F1 will open help in some apps, and so on. These are just system when it's in this state, disabled. And now it's enabled. And when it's enabled, you can assign different actions that will be personalized for you. So let's assign a few. For the F1 key, I'll assign something like Open Task Viewer. And then if F1 is enabled, then whenever I click on F1 key, it'll just, you can see, do that. And now I can disable it, enable it again, and this is how it works. You also have the G Shift option. So as you can see in the G Shift, I think it just disables the light. But besides that, it's just, I think, the same. So now let's continue with the next thing, which are keys. You can just assign a special key for something here. For example, for the F2, I'm gonna assign, let's say, the 3. And now whenever I just type in with the F2 key, it types in 3. Now let's go to the actions, and in actions you have different apps that support it. For example, Discord, and you can assign mute self or defense self. I'm gonna mute self for F8. And now whenever I click on F8 while being in Discord, I'll mute or unmute myself. Then macros, here you can create macros, and we're gonna get to that in a moment. And then there's also system. So in the system, you just have the system options, like for example, let's change it, let's set it to whatever it can be, for example, volume up, and for the F6 key. And now when I click on the F6 key, you can see it turns the volume up. And this is basically how it works. Now let's go to the macros. Click create a new macro. Now we're gonna name it. And you can select whether the macro will just be performed once after you click on the key, will repeat while holding, will toggle, or do a sequence So now I'm gonna set it to no repeat because it's the simplest one, and I'm gonna start now. The first option I'm gonna do is the launch application, and I have the calculator selected here. So to do it, create new, then select the app from your system, from either system32, or go back to your local disk and go to program files or program files x86, and just select the file that is .exe, and you'll be able to assign that app, but I already have the calculator. Then I'm gonna open the option to record keystrokes, but you can do anything what you want. So now I'm just gonna type in the keystrokes I want it to be put in the calculator. So let's do 5. It shows the pressing on the key and releasing. Then I'm gonna click on plus, then 4 equals to, and I'm gonna click on stop recording. Then you can do way more with that, but it's just a simple example. Now I'm gonna click on save, and let's assign this action to like F4 key. Then whenever I click on F4 key, it'll launch calculator, then type the keystrokes in. But as you can see, it didn't work. Maybe let's fix that. So I'm gonna click on that, then system, and maybe there is an option to like bring the app to the front. So can I remove it? Okay, I think I can't remove it, but I meant to do something else, so just like never mind. But this is how you create macros. So okay, I'm gonna click on no, then go back to that, and here let's find, maybe there is an option to like do an action. No. Okay, so this is basically how you do macros. You can do way more with that I've done, and maybe something that's working, but it was just a guide on how to use the assignments. So this is how you use them, and that's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.